Hello and welcome to another episode of Daily Reflections, the only show that knows the difference between Joseph, and Joseph. Hallelujah. Those of you who are watching who knows what that reference is, thank you very much for watching. So we're glad to have you with us here tonight on my front porch out here in Sonorville. It has been a tremendously hot day and the flies and the gnats are out like crazy. It is unbelievable how many flies are just buzzing around out here in the yard and everywhere. They're just everywhere. But today's been a great day. We've got a lot accomplished at the church working on Project Curb Appeal, and we still have folks who are donating to that. Please continue to do that. We've not reached our goal yet, but we are getting close, so please continue to give and to sow into Project Curb Appeal. You can just put that in the general fund and mark it on the message as Curb Appeal, and it will get to the right place at the right time. And so what's happened in the last 2 or 3 days? Well, if you go down the right side of the church, the west side of the church, you'll notice that the door has been painted. The door at the ramp has been painted. The windows have all been painted, and the windows on the front of the church have been painted as well. And there's, of course, all of the beautiful mulch. The black mulch is all around the sides of the church, out in the circle out there in the middle. The old shrubs have been taken out, and there's a beautiful cross has been erected there in that circle. And, of course, the black mulch is all around it. And then the sign out of the front of the property has been taken apart. We cleaned it today. Pastor Patrick, Pastor Tim did a magnificent job. If I had a hat on, I'd take my hat off to them. They did an amazing job today. They really just went above and beyond. And then we painted that sign out front. That old sign was gray and rusted, and it was two or three different colors. And so we painted the whole thing and took all the panels out, adjusted the lights, got everything right on that sign, and we put the first coat of paint on it. It'll need a couple more coats before Sunday. But all of that has happened in the last 48 hours. 48 to 60 hours. All of that has happened, and it's amazing to watch the transformation of our current facility. Now, there will be some things happening out on the property a little later in the month, and the Gordon Central construction department there at the school are going to help us out. Bo Dooley is a friend of mine, and we're going to join together on this project, and we're going to do some work out on the property. If you did go by the property, it has been mowed again. It's that time of the month when we mow it. We mowed the front of it, and then some friends of ours, Bruce Hicks, he pulled off all of the hay off of the back of it. Bruce has been doing that for a couple of years now. He got all the hay off of it, baled it up, and I believe they were loading the bales today as I came by there. There were still hay on the ground, and they were still working on it, spreading it, and getting it ready and everything. But they should be baling that up next 24 to 48 hours. So a lot of things going on with our church on the properties. This weekend, we've got Back to Church Sunday, and hopefully you saw the commercial, the message today about that, and tag somebody in those videos and share those videos. And let people know that we are looking for them to come to church at Irwin Hill Church of God. When I tagged people this morning, I tagged everybody. I tagged everybody that has some kind of attachment to either me or to our church. If everybody who I tagged this morning, just in that video this morning, if everybody that I tagged this morning and their families came, if just that group and their families came, we'd have over 200 people in church this Sunday. We'd have over 200 people in church this Sunday. I'd love to see that happen. I'd love to see everybody that I tagged in those videos come to church and be in church with us starting this Sunday. I think that would be an amazing miracle of God. I think it'd be an amazing feat of your ability to invite people. So, this morning we talked about Solomon, and we talked about the wisdom that Solomon asked for. We talked about the two prostitutes who came, and one baby had died and the other baby was still alive, and how Solomon exemplified his wisdom there by talking about cutting the baby in half, and the real mother said, no, just give it to her. Don't kill my baby. And we went through all of the wisdom that Solomon had. And the Bible tells us, and I brought this up this morning, James teaches us in the book of James, he says, if you lack wisdom, Ask of God. If any man lack wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives out liberally. So here's my thing, and I talked about this, just touched on it this morning, but I'm really going to dive into it tonight. What's missing in your life? I'm going to let you pause and think about that. If I had the word Selah down here, I'd put Selah, which means pause and think about it. What's missing in your life? Is it joy? Is it peace? Is it happiness? Is it excitement? Is it the presence of God, feeling the presence of God? Is it a mate? Is it companionship? Is it whatever it is? Is it a great job? Is it an education? What is it that's missing in your life? I know who has the answer. God has the answer. All we need to do is ask. Ask. I had a friend of mine several years ago. Great guy. Had made it through high school, was in college, and was looking to get married. And he came and we talked and we prayed. And I said, have you asked the Lord about it? And you could have picked his jaw up off the floor. I said, have you asked the Lord about it? And he said, I have not. I said, I can tell by the expression on your face that you had not. So we prayed together, and we talked about it, and he began to ask God for a spouse. And he began to ask specifically. We've talked about this before. Within a year, he was married to a wonderful woman. They have 3 children now. Fantastic guy. Fantastic wife. 3 children. All he had to do was ask. When he began to ask, doors began to open. And then when those doors opened up, he was willing to walk through those doors. And when he walked through those doors, other doors opened. And all of a sudden, he crossed paths with a girl who he probably would have never crossed paths with. She was the one who God had sent into his life. And they're a wonderful couple. In ministry, wonderful couple, 3 children, blessed beyond measure. The Bible tells us you have not because you ask not. So what's going on? What's missing in your life? What is that hole in your life that needs to be filled? If it's an empty hole in the bottom of your stomach, in the pit of your soul, maybe Jesus is what you need. A shirt says it. Y'all need Jesus. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need Jesus. It starts that simple. Maybe it's a better job. Ask, and you shall receive. Maybe it's a financial blessing that you need. Ask, and you shall receive. Maybe it's that spouse or that companion you've been looking for. Ask, and you shall receive. Now, here's the thing. You're going to have to do your part. When my friend began to pray for a spouse, when he began to pray for a wife, and the doors began to open, opportunities for him to do something to help somebody out, he walked through that door. And that door opened up another door, and he walked through that door. And when he walked through that second door, here comes his wife, his future wife. What are you saying, Pastor? I'm going to say this very, very plainly. We got to do our part. We got to pray. We got to seek God. We've got to walk through the doors when he opens up the doors. When somebody opens up a door of opportunity, we have to take that door of opportunity. I got Eddie. Everybody knows Eddie Owens. Eddie and some friends of his are headed to Mexico in a few days. They're going to go down and deliver Bibles to the people there in Mexico. We've partnered with them for the last couple of years and sown money into that ministry. And we believe in sowing that. It does us absolutely no good. We're never going to see a return from those people who receive those Bibles. But it's the sowing of the seed that is important. We sow into that ministry. We give into that ministry, and lives are changed down the road. What does that mean? That means that at some point God's going to give that back to us. Those people They live in Mexico, and there's a 1 in a million chance that they're going to come up here, 1 in a billion chance that they're going to come up here and walk in our door holding up a Bible and say, hey, because of this Bible, I got saved. You gave this Bible. There's a 1 in a billion chance of that happening. But there is a 1 in 1 chance of God increasing the opportunity for us to do ministry. And when we walk through that door, that 1-to-1 ratio comes back. And God increases it 30, 60, and 100-fold. Does He pour back into our lives? But first, you got to ask. You got to ask for the blessing and then do the work. Ask for the blessing, do the work, walk through the doors. And when it all happens, give God the glory. My friend and his wife, wonderful people, and he praises God for his wife and his family. His wife praises God that she met the man of her dreams, the guy she was looking for, the guy she was asking God for. What's are you looking for? What do you need in your life? You need healing in your body? Ask Him. You need salvation? Ask Him. You need the baptism of the Holy Ghost? Ask Him. You need a financial blessing? Ask Him. Whatever it is you need, ask. You have not because you ask not. Coming to you from my front porch, again with a lengthy one today. This is Pastor Sean saying that I love you. I'm praying for you. I'm excited about what God is doing in our church, and I look forward to seeing you this Sunday at Back to Church Sunday at Irwin Hill. God bless you is my prayer.